Well, good afternoon and welcome to today's safety update. Thank you all for joining me today. We've got a good group today and I'm glad to see all your shining faces here. The topics for today, we're going to go over some company stats. Our million mile wall is going back up again. We want to talk about that. Some of the things that have been happening with company safety and some things that we want to be doing to help improve company safety and get everybody on the ball. So the first thing, first and foremost, we tell people all the time that you work for one of the safest companies out there, but the numbers are what usually proves that to people. And so we've got just a few stats that I wanted to go over today to talk about to help you understand where exactly we set. In 2015, Pride had its safest year ever. I mean, every other goal we'd ever met, every other year, we had never had a year that was safer than 2015. In 2015, we had a goal of ending the year at or below 4.2 accidents per million miles. We came in at 3.91. So we beat our goal. And that was awesome. That was awesome. That was really great. So right now, currently, our scores, Cameron just updated this for us today, is our unsafe score in the CSA mark is at 11%. That's awesome. That's that category that has speeding tickets and massively overweight or driving around with blown out tires. So unsafe driving, very far down, 11%. Crash indicator is at 29, still well below 50%, really great. Hours of service down at 28%, so really great numbers there. Maintenance, vehicle maintenance, and this leads into all of the defects being found during vehicle inspections. We're down at 27%, all the way down at 27. Drug and alcohol, 0% people. Again, we're really great. We've got that zero tolerance alcohol and drug policy, and we are really doing well as a company that our people are the people that are not having drug and alcohol issues. It's just awesome. And now our driver fitness score, which relates to driver's licenses being disqualified for various different reasons, that's down at a 40%. So again, it's really great. Driver fitness was our worst score. It's still our worst score, but at the same time, it is now down below 50%. So when these scores are matched against other companies, it's the worst company has got the 100% score, and other companies in the same category go down from there. So the lower the score, the better. So the fact that we are below 50 and below 40 in just everything but driver fitness is awesome. We are one of the safest companies out there today. We just talked about the scores that we have with CSA. Well, we couldn't have that kind of scores if we didn't have the kind of drivers who make those kind of scores. So now that our reconstruction is getting on and the safety department is actually put together again, we are going to resurrect our million mile wall. So we've been working on the numbers. Actually, Nikki has been working on the numbers. And what we've got right now about to go up on that million mile wall is 4 drivers with 3 million miles, 3 million safe miles. 8 drivers now with 2 million safe miles. 37 drivers with 1 million and counting. So a total of 49 drivers with 1 million plus safe, accident-free miles. Those are the kind of things that help to make this company what we are. We would not have the safety rating we do without the drivers that we have. So we get this wall going, and then everybody can see those people that are up there that are part of that process. And as that wall grows, it just shows the new drivers and people coming on that this is an attainable goal, that safety really can be mastered, that we can get this done. So far this year, though, we've had some accidents. And those accidents, 85 preventable in the first quarter. 85 preventable in the first quarter. 39 of those have been backing, and another 21 were turning accidents. So if we've identified a problem, we're well above our goal, because that puts us at 4.41 accidents per million mile. So what are we doing to get on track? Well, 2 things. We are emphasizing goal. Get out and look. Backing accidents are our #1 accident, and we need to reduce these. So getting out to look and emphasizing what getting out to look is part of what we can do to reduce those accidents. Getting out to look anytime before you back with a trailer. Getting out to look before you hook up to your trailer so that you're not having that potential high hook situation which has caused so much damage. We had 4 high hooks where the truck actually wrecked right into the trailer. 4 damage to tractors, serious damage to tractors last month. So we want to get a handle on this. So we're emphasizing that get out to look. Walk all the way around your tractor trailer and do so before you back. If you have to get out multiple times, get out multiple times. It's what we need to do to avoid the backing. Also remember that getting out to look isn't just about getting out to look when it's a tight spot. Getting out and walking around increases your blood flow. So that sharpens our sight and it sharpens our mind, so we are less likely to make errors in thought and processing when we do get into the truck and we start maneuvering again. So it really helps us with our backing maneuver, even if we didn't see anything else that we thought was of concern. So the second thing that we're doing is we are starting to install smart drive cameras, and we started this in March. So first week of March, the smart drive cameras started in. Has anyone heard about the smart drive cameras? Has anyone got a smart drive camera? So since nobody here is admitting to having a smart drive camera, let's tell you a little bit about them so you'll understand what the process is. Basically, we believe that the smart drive cameras in this accident reduction field, it's going to reduce turning accidents significantly. So the smart drive camera functions, so it's got one lens facing forward, so it's just looking out of the truck, big fisheye lens. And it triggers a recording scenario anytime something happens, whether the things that can trigger that are, we call them events. So either a hard turning maneuver where the sway control has to come in and activate to adjust to prevent excessive sway during a turn. So anything above at 10 miles an hour or above during a turn is going to trigger that. So we should be making our turns slowly enough that we can look from the front to the rear or the front to the rear, whether it's the left or the right. We should be looking at least 3 times during any turn. So the smart drive camera will help us identify drivers so that we can provide coaching to those drivers so that they can move forward doing a better job, being more professionals in their behavior. Hard braking maneuvers and anything that rocks the shell. So a significant strike to the shell of the truck is going to trigger that camera. This is going to help reduce all of those times when we get hit and we're in taking a shower or something and we come back to the truck and our truck's all wrecked. Well, that smart camera is going to be there with eyes on watching for us during the time we're away from the truck. All right, so the last thing you want to know about the smart drive camera is it's going to record 20 seconds. That's it, 20 seconds. So whatever it's recording out there, just 20 seconds. So 10 seconds from the event, before the event, and then 10 seconds after. Basically, it's got a loop that it's videoing, but it's only going to save when an event happens. It goes back those 10 seconds and makes sure that that previous 10 seconds to event, and then the next 10 seconds. Also, if an event happens and you want it to record, there's a button on the bottom. You can have to reach up and touch that bottom. Just try to do so safely. There are times when you reaching out of your seat to hit that button might not be the safest thing to do given the scenario, but as often as possible, there is that option for a driver to go ahead and capture video occasionally when the video recording system wouldn't naturally go ahead and do it themselves. So a very good system, and we hope that between emphasizing goal and the smart drive cams that we'll be able to bring those backing and turning accidents down way far in the next quarter. And we will do another quarterly update, make sure that everybody's on updated on the stats once the next quarter is finished. So now that I have given you all the information that I have to kind of spill out there, are there any questions or concerns that you've got?
On those cameras, is that exterior only, or is it exterior and interior that it does the recordings?
All right, so the question is, does the camera record inside the truck as well as outside the truck? And the answer to that is no, it records only outside the truck with a fisheye lens that gets 180 degrees.
Okay, you mentioned that the driver can turn on the record function of the camera. Would that be if you're coming in on a situation where you might want evidence that you were trying to do everything safely?
So Gary's question was, does the driver activation function so that we can just record what we want to record in the case that we need proof of our own behavior in a given situation? And the answer is yes, that is exactly what that's for. Anytime the camera is not going to be recording something naturally through either the sway, the hard braking, hard acceleration, any of those internal triggers, we want to have that external trigger. We want the driver to have the ability to record something so that our activity is provable. Say there was a bad accident and it's on bad, ice and stuff, and you come up and you come to a complete stop. Then hitting that shows you either coming to a complete stop and still sitting there for that 10 seconds without any activity that you have done what you needed to do, or so it can show that good behavior as well. So yes, we would want you to use those cameras to preserve our integrity in any way possible.
Okay, on these cameras, whenever there's an event recorded, you guys will be monitoring it here at the office, and then we're going to be getting a phone call from you every time there's an event, or you're screening the events, and only on something serious do we get that phone call?
Well, all of the events get hard recorded and then sent up to SmartDrive. There is no live activity on the camera. We cannot remotely view what's going on. The only thing that can happen is it manually, or it uploads once a night to SmartDrive. There is a function that can override that. A driver can override that and force send the videos that have been recorded to SmartDrive, but then they do not come to our office. They go to SmartDrive where they're looked at, and then they can be forwarded on to us. So if a driver had a concerning event, had say auto recorded something, hit the button, and then force uploaded it, then that goes to SmartDrive. The driver would just need to call into our safety department and say, hey, I've uploaded this video and I'd really like you to see it right now. And then we could go right to SmartDrive and say, hey, we've got this video, the driver's called in, and then we could speed up the process. Otherwise, it can be a couple of days before we get one. But when we do get one during the natural process, then yes, the driver receives a call, and if it's a coaching event, then we typically have the driver come back here to watch the video so that we can show the activity that was concerning as a training tool, so that we're not just saying, hey, you were doing this or you were doing that and you could improve. We can actually show what we saw that led us to believe that you could improve your behavior.
How accurate is, when you have the camera, when you have bugs on your window, would it still record, or would it malfunction because we have no snow, rain? Would it still function properly?
All right, so Burnell's question was whether or not the camera still functions when the windshield has got bugs or snow or debris on it. And the answer is unfortunately, to a great degree, no. When that windshield and when the lens is covered, it's just like any other camera. If we can't see through the glass, we can't see the image, we can't record the image. So an obscured windshield would be a big problem to getting clear video in the case that an event happened and recorded. All right, well, thank you all for attending. I really appreciate you being here and all the questions. I know that's going to help you out and everyone else who watches this video. Today's been a great opportunity for us all to learn and to share information, as with every driver meeting that we have every week here on Friday. So in the future, please feel free to stop by, have lunch, and learn a little and share a little. This is something that is important to Pride's culture. Here at the Safety Department, we want to give you the tools that you need to be safe, and if that simply is bumping up that ego to make sure everybody understands that we are awesome, then that's the least we can do, then that's awesome. Otherwise, you might learn something that you didn't know, or be able to share something with others that they didn't know. So please attend the safety meeting if you're here on a Friday, and thank you all who are here today for coming.